She's here today to present a lecture entitled The Complete Dancer. Would you please welcome Miss Lorraine Barry.
Good afternoon. It is a great pleasure for me to be here. And as Klaus said, I don't feel I have enough time to be nervous because I have 30 minutes to talk about the complete dancer. There are so many aspects to being a complete dancer. And what I thought today that I would do for you is that I would take a couple with me onto the floor so that then here, all of you that are here have 3 people to actually look at as we actually go through some of the exercises that we would do, first of all, before we actually even take a step. And that would be then getting to know our bodies. So I'd like to introduce onto the floor Domen and Monica. Thank you. So to be a complete dancer, I personally feel that it's very important that you actually know and understand your own body. What we have is an amazing technique book, which is a great support system for us, and we can look back on it, it's always there. We also have body mechanics. And the more you know about your body, then you join that with that wonderful technique. And then you're able to put in your own artistic impression and then create your own style of dancing. And that's what I love to see, is the creation of many different styles of dancing. And if you look around the room today, we all have our own creation on. We all wear different clothes. Yes, we know some people like to dress casual, some like to be more classical, sophisticated. There are many different styles. And in the art of ballroom dancing, that's what I want to witness, is more styles, more individualism. But of course, keeping within the boundaries of our technique, because they are the roots of our ballroom dancing that have been left for us, and they're built upon each year as new champions develop. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to actually just stand on the stage, which is rather difficult for me now because I have a microphone in my hand. Oh, but now I have a new thing. Excuse me. This is exactly how you want it to go, nice and smooth, no problems, Here we go. So stand either side of me, please. So the first thing that I'm very, very aware of are my feet. The only part of my body that actually has, well, not literally a contact with the floor, because that would actually be my shoes and the sole of my shoes, but are my feet. So therefore, I'm very, very aware of feet. So I want my feet on the floor. And then I want to be able to use them. So I'm very aware of actually pulling the floorboards, pushing the floorboards. So I pull them behind me and I push them in front of me. If I want to go to the side, standing on my right foot, wanting to go to the left foot, I'm aware of the right ball of foot and the toes pushing the floor slightly to the right, and that allows me to then move myself to the left. Here, opposite, I want to go to the right, I then push that floorboards under the left foot, ball of foot and toes, and now move it. So the feeling for me is that I'm moving the floor. I'm moving the floor, using the floor all the time. So my feet are very important for me, that they're actually in my shoes and relaxed. And I do believe that this is where the gentlemen of ballroom dancing have the advantage over the ladies, because these shoes are rather comfortable and these shoes are not as comfortable. So, and also the lady contends with the heel. So therefore it makes it even more important that the actual ball of foot and the toes. If I want to rise here, I will be actually pushing down to the floor, and that allows now the body to rise. And the opposite effect will happen when I want to lower. I will feel a slight push upward. So pushing down and pushing up. The next exercise that I would take is that I actually place myself on my 2 feet. This is what I call a perfect balance, is actually being on 2 feet. This is how I see and I learn how our bodies are designed. We have 2 feet, 2 legs. Inside the pelvic area, we have 2 hips, 2 sides of the body, 2 shoulders, 2 arms. So this is the perfect balance. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my body onto 1 foot. And inside the pelvic area, where the leg actually meets the actual hip pelvic area, there is a joint, and I want to actually rotate it forward and backward. And this is now how I warm up in order to start the dancing. Rotating it forward and backward. Now I'm going to rotate that joint in, out, in, and out. And now here putting a sway action in, forward sway, backward, forward, and backward. Take it onto the other foot, standing. Again, this is a great balance, a great check on your balance. It tests your balance that you can actually be on 1 foot as well as being on 2. Here, again, rotating it forward, backward, forward, backward. And here it's not the amount that you can do, it's the actual initial movement, warming up the joints inside the pelvic area. Here in rotation, out, in, out, swaying, forward, down, up, forward, backward, down, slightly up. And already what this does is it starts to actually feel, the word is loose. It means that it's warmed up. It means that it's able to be used. Now, of course, we have got the knees. Knees only rotate forward and backward, forward and backward. There is a slight rotation in the knees. Physically, we all have that, but it's very little. Same with the ankles, only forward, only back, only forward, only back. And as I do the ankles, you can see that the knees are already responding to the activity of the ankles. So I have my feet, have my ankles, my knees, and now here in the pelvic area, the 2 legs. At the back of the body, yes, Monica, if you turn around for me, Doman, turn around. At the back of the body, what we have here is the beautiful spine. At the end of the spine here, it's the tailbone. Yes, very simple, keep it very simple. Simple is best so you can remember things. But in that tailbone here, we're all specifically designed for the tailbone now to go forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, and backward. And if I now apply that into the dancing, I would call that a frontal plane and a backward plane. Frontal plane, backward. The tailbone is also designed physically, all of us, for a sway action. So again, turn around. And now here we do a sway. You only just see from the back view and from the front here. So here, that's the sway. And it's happening, again, a lateral action at the back. Now at this time here, a lot of dancers who are looking at me, and you can relax, when they look at me, they think I'm warming up to do a Latin lesson or to actually dance Latin. But that's what I do physically in the body, is prepare all the joints in the body so that I'm now able to dance. Yes? On top of the tailbone, we come into round about the waist area. Again, this particular part of the spine here is specifically designed for turn. So again here, I'm aware of, again, warming that up by turning, allowing that. And again, having a mental image of it. Imagine it, image that spine, how that spine can rotate. And that spine in the middle of the body has an effect on the rest of the body. Thank you. We then go further up into, again, the shoulder area. And again, we have 2 shoulders. And what happens a lot is that, again, we tend to put the 2 shoulders in the one space. So if we try that, 2 shoulders in the one space, we can fall over. Same will happen, 2 shoulders in the one space. It now affects your balance. So therefore, the exercise here, feet closed, feet apart, wherever you are comfortable. This is just warming up the body, preparing it. But here, you can actually now feel 1 shoulder forward, 1 shoulder back, and the opposite. And this is called a counter rotation. And this counter rotation is what we do every single day when we walk around. And so the naturalism of that is exactly what I want to make you all aware of, is that we have these wonderful bodies. Now, some of us have bodies that are more flexible than others, and most of those people get picked to go to the Cirque du Soleil. They've got incredible bodies and they can do incredible things. But in our world of ballroom dancing, we also have some incredible dancers who I admire greatly for their ability to be able to use their bodies. But I just feel that it is a subject that's slightly lacking in our learning. And therefore, I've chosen to actually deal in the anatomy and to study it a little bit. And so far, it's been going very well, except when I get to muscles. And that's extremely complex. So today, I won't be discussing muscles. My lecture today is to actually let you know the basic fundamentals of the body. And again, time restriction is 30 minutes. So here, starting again, feet on the floor. And at this moment in time, I love the feeling of gravity. I allow gravity to be in my body. But at the same time, I have an opposite energy. Gravity is a feeling of downwards. I have a foot pressure. And that allows me now to actually position the body. Natural position of the body here is to have a beautiful straight line that falls down from the side, and it goes all the way down, right down to the center of the foot. But that's just the normal body. That's not the dancer's body. The dancer's body will actually allow for the actual upper spine to slightly rotate in a frontal plane slightly forward, and therefore now the pitch changes to the actual ball of foot, towards the ball of foot. So I'm not standing on the ball of foot. I am towards the ball of foot. And this puts me in a much more balanced position.